welcome to the very first episode of Someone Else's Story. Please join me in giving a huge welcome to my very first guest, the delightful, delectable Miss Claire Rivers! Hey! So Claire, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good.
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good. Tell the lovely people at home, wherever you are, you might be on the train. Hope you're having a good journey. Where did we meet?
We met on the stage of the George Wood Theatre when I was at Goldsmiths in 2012 doing my MA in Musical Theatre Composition.
Just to give that some context, I auditioned for Claire. She gave me my very second job
yes,
as an
you were
actor.
doing that elephant one.
I did
The elephant one.
A workshop.
Then you came to me and you tottered in, and you'd just come from an office job. And
I totally hadn't. That was what I used to wear to auditions.
how awful.
Suit trousers,
Awful.
suit
Like,
shirt.
there was like cream chinos and a yellow shirt.
That wasn't me, but we'll take it.
Bloody was you. And it was tucked in.
No, it was! Oh, I can't believe I wore that. Oh,
And
sass.
the director looked at your CV and they went, "How old are you?" And you went, if I may, "I'm 21. I know I look 40.
Still say that, because I'm not 21 anymore.
Cast.
Beautiful! So, my whole idea behind interviewing Claire, not only is she one of my best friends, and we can get a juicy tale or two out of that, but also she's right. She's a writer. That was how we worked together. That is how we've continued to work together since, as well as a friendship based on Witherspoons and KFC.
And confused calendars.
That
It's the solid foundation of two people who will accept that it's a third time's a charm for every time we're supposed to meet. Because we'll suggest a date, you'll cancel. Suggest another date, I'll probably forget. Third time, we're both so, like, this has to happen this time. That's the best night of our lives.
Well, there's the other option where we're both so tired and so delighted that we both cancelled
Like,
the evening.
we reschedule. Oh, thank God.
Thank God. Our foundation of our friendship is that we get joy from not seeing each other.
Yeah, we like to not see each other as much as we can.
So I figured the whole idea behind Someone Else's Story is to ask people about stories and either that they have or that they like to tell. What I love so much about writing with Claire is that she writes a whole range of genres and mediums and subject matter, and I just kind of wanted to delve in a little bit to what the hell is that like and how did we get here? So go back, we say to the beginning. I don't, no one cares about when you were 3 and you learned to spell your name, but thank you.
I still sometimes don't put the R in.
The R?
The R.
Sometimes
like
just
play.
K.
Like, yeah.
When did you look at writing as a thing about I want to do this, this is how I want to express myself?
It was one of those funny things where you sort of arrive at the point where you start doing it properly and you realise you've been doing it for years.
Right.
So I'd been out of theatre for years and then went and I moved to a different town and auditioned for an Amdram production of Little Shop of Horrors.
When you say out of theatre, what kind of theatre did you do previously to that?
Well, I was going to go to GSA. I went to GSA when I was 17. But then in that year, I kind of did all the things that you don't get to do if you're intending to be a professional actor, like smoke and eat and just lounge
Live life
around.
to its fullest.
Yeah, so then when I went back for the scholarship audition, they're like, "What have you been doing the last 12 months?" I was like, "What? Have you done any Amdram?" No. And I was like, "Why are you so bad?" They didn't say that. But, it's... And I just kind of had got out of the habit. So then
Right.
I took another year and then I went to uni and studied creative writing.
Right.
But then, after that degree, I just didn't do any theatre. And I just kind of forgot that it was a thing. I got a job that I liked quite a lot in a cafe and then an office and all that kind of thing. But then when I did, I remembered, like, this Little Shop of Horrors show came up and I remembered that I used to love theatre, so I auditioned for it and I got Audrey, because it was a very small village. But then, after that I enjoyed it so much that I then went looking for theatre MAs that I could do. And I was like, I really enjoyed doing this show, but it did make me want to throw up. It did make, like, all this stuff that I'm not cut out to be a performer.
Right.
Because I panic. And I really don't enjoy it. Like, it's not even butterflies, it's just like, horror.
Was that a hard realization to come to, or was it just an adamant, I don't enjoy this?
Well, this is the thing. I didn't really realise that I didn't enjoy it until I found, through my search of MA Musical Theatre courses, the one at Goldsmiths, which was for composition.
Right.
And I was like, well, I have a degree in writing, which included poetry. And I was like, that's probably fine. I can read music. I can't really write it competently. I don't play any useful instruments. I play all those different brass instruments. And the ukulele, which is now the cornerstone
of everything you do.
Everything I do. So yeah, I went to Goldsmiths and did that. And it was, so I'd never written lyrics before, or so I thought. But then looking back, like a few people, when they found out I was doing it, people I'd gone to school with, pointed out that one of my favourite things to do was rewrite lyrics to songs. And I used to do it in drama classes, and I used to in maths. Less defensible in maths class. But yeah, I've been doing it for years.
Ironic, because she now gets infuriated whenever people do it to her songs.
You don't know you're doing it. This is the difference. This is the difference. Paraphrasing is not what I was doing.
It was an art form. Yeah. Anyway, continue, please.
But yeah, it was the realisation of like, when I write a show, or when I write anything, or when I direct as well, I'm starting to kind of feel that a bit more. I get the same buzz that I've always got from theatre without the horrendous, what the hell am I doing feeling. It's more just, it's just excitement and it's just enthusiasm. I think possibly because I'm more confident in the product.
Yeah.
I'm more confident because
in my own thing than in anyone
else's.
No,
it's not that. It's because you can write a thing, and I've worked with collaborators. Like I'd never just send out something that I'd done on my own. I don't like it. I don't know how people direct their own writing. It's like, yeah, it might not even be good. And if it's not good, no one will know until it's like in front of an audience. Don't do that. So yeah, I work with collaborators, and on that basis, it's kind of bounced back and forth, and it's just ready by the time it's ready. Whereas I was never a strong enough singer to be 100% sure of what was going to come out from my mouth, which I think...
Boom!
And...
We're back. From my perspective, writing is potentially more difficult because you're constantly self-generating. Occasionally, you know, there are writers who have agents and then they'll apply for jobs to them in the same way that actors will. But my experience of writers generally has been that it all comes from you, and it has to come from an idea that you want to do and believe in. And you almost have to do it regardless of where it may go. Elizabeth Gilbert writes a brilliant book called, has written.
She's still
She's still going. It's been a brilliant book called Big Magic, which is all about just honouring your creativity for what it is. Would you say that's something an idea you connect with?
That's very Jenny Toxvig.
So Jenny.
That's very Jenny.
Hashtag so Jenny. Or would you say, you know, does that ring true to you, or would you say there are other problems that you face as a writer, or?
I think it sort of depends what you want to do. So I don't have an agent because I don't want to work for anyone else. Not in the sense that, like, I really enjoyed sort of being commissioned to do The Baker's Wife, but I feel like there's a handful of projects that would be like that, and people are not looking through agents to get those people.
Right.
Like Aria Entertainment's put out a thing recently where they wanted a British lyricist,
right.
a female British lyricist for a thing, and it was a Facebook group. I got tagged into it by about 20 of my mates. Like,
brilliant.
Like, all right, guys, be cool. I'm like,
just one of you'll be fine.
Yeah, and I didn't get that, but God, I need an agent. No, I think that's the thing. If to parallel with acting, if you only wanted to do your own shows, you wouldn't get an agent for those, because an agent is going to match you up with other people. And I find it more useful to work with collaborators, which I have to do because I write musicals and don't write music.
So there it is.
Well, Tom's always snottily, he's like, it's called a musical, not a lyrical. Which is his defence for why it's working with different people that helps me to keep exploring different styles.
Right.
I think I have a proper process question, a decent process question.
Would you like me to ask you about your process again?
Please ask me about my process again.
So Claire,
you want to hear about my... No, you go. You do it.
So Claire, tell us about your writing process.
Funny you should ask. You are one of the people that's seen behind the curtain of my writing process.
I have.
Because I know people want to believe it's all kind of, I don't know, incense and coffee shops and like little meetings and stuff, and it's not. What I like is a bloody good spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. I like characters, themes, this.
The really specific niche references that only you understand.
Yep. And yeah, I like to rigorously plan before I even start writing. And that inspiration came from J.K. Rowling.
Tell me more.
She spent 5 years planning the whole Harry Potter series before she even started writing. And if you have a plan, you don't get writer's block.
That's brilliant.
So writer's block, I would say, is a perpetual state with occasional breaks through the clouds.
Yeah.
So when you get the breaks, you need to be able to cancel life a bit,
Right.
I think.
Yeah. And just go.
And just go. And if what you need to not do is get to a point of like, well, now what do I write? You have to have that spreadsheet telling you what you're writing.
Where you're going and where it's going. That's where you're going and where it's going. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I have to say a huge thank you to Writer Supreme Kleber. Woo! To applaud ourselves. Thank you for sharing stories about stories and life.
Thank you for working with me over the years.
Let's do it again sometime.
My muse.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too.
And thank you. If I could hug you, I would too. Then I come. So, see you next.
We will find you, and we will hug you.
All 7 of you. No. Thank you very much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you for the next Someone Else's Story. Boom!
Boom, there's your dinner!
Is that fun? Shall we do one more now?
You know.
Yeah?